The Canadian Armed Forces starts every new member at one of three entry-level ranks: Sailor 3rd Class Recruit, Private Recruit, or Aviator Recruit. These ranks exist only during the basic training phase, when candidates are learning the fundamentals of military life. At this stage, recruits have no command authority and wear no rank insignia. Their days are spent in Basic Military Qualification, or BMQ, which is a program that builds discipline, fitness, and core skills alongside duties like drills, physical training, cleaning, and equipment upkeep, all under close supervision. If you want to learn more about BMQ, check out the video linked in the description. While serving at this level, members earn a base monthly salary of 3,614 Canadian dollars or 2,644 US dollars. Most will only stay on this rank for the short time it takes to complete BMQ. After graduating from BMQ, the candidates are promoted to Sailor 3rd Class, Private Basic, and Aviator Basic respectively. This marks the next step in a CAF member's career, replacing the recruit designation, but they are still missing any visible insignia. At this stage, they're still untrained in their occupation, so the focus shifts to occupation training, where they develop the necessary skills needed for their trade, whether they be infantry or another unique trade in the CAF. Pay at this level is structured into three increments. Pay increment 1 being 3,614 Canadian dollars per month, Pay increment 2 being 4,413 Canadian dollars per month, and pay increment 3, 5,304 Canadian dollars per month. Members will progress through these increments with time and rank and performance until they're trade qualified. Once occupation training is complete, members advance to their trained rank: Sailor 2nd Class, Private Trained, or Aviator Trained. This is the point where they are considered fully qualified in their trade and are able to perform their duties without direct supervision. At this level, members wear their first permanent rank insignia: a gold chevron for Sailor 2nd Class, a green chevron for Private Trained, or a white propeller for Aviator Trained. They take on full responsibilities of their position, whether that's operating equipment, leading small teams, or performing specialized technical work. Pay for the trained ranks is the same as the basic ranks and the recruit ranks, with pay increments of PI1, PI2, and PI3. Pay increment 1 is 3,614 Canadian dollars, pay increment 2 is 4,413 Canadian dollars, and pay increment 3 is 5,304 Canadian dollars, again increasing with time and rank and performance. This stage marks the transition from being a learner to a fully contributing member of the Canadian Armed Forces, capable of deploying on operations and fulfilling their trade's role in full. After demonstrating proficiency and leadership potential at the trained rank, members may be promoted to Corporal in the Army and Air Force, or Sailor 1st Class in the Navy. This promotion marks a shift from being primarily a skilled tradesperson to taking on formal leadership responsibilities, including supervising junior personnel, managing small teams, and ensuring tasks are carried out to standard. Corporal and Sailor 1st Class are considered junior non-commissioned member leadership ranks. Members of this level are expected to balance technical expertise in their trade with mentoring and guiding those under their command. Pay increases significantly at this stage, with increments of the base being 6,069 Canadian dollars, pay increment 1 being 6,175 Canadian dollars, pay increment 2 being 6,279 Canadian dollars, pay increment 3 being 6,383 Canadian dollars, and pay increment 4 being 6,493 Canadian dollars. Progression through these increments comes with time and rank and continued performance. This rank bridges the gap between junior and senior non-commissioned member leadership and is often serving as a foundation for further promotion. Promotion to Master Sailor in the Navy or Master Corporal in the Army and Air Force marks the top of the junior non-commissioned members. These ranks are given to fully qualified members who have proven themselves as leaders, mentors, and tactical experts in their trade. At this level, members often oversee day-to-day operations in their section, train and mentor junior personnel, and act as a bridge between the chain of command and the troops they work alongside. While many lead small teams, some serve as senior technical specialists, applying their expertise to complex tasks and ensuring high standards are maintained. Pay at this level is the base 6,229 Canadian dollars, with pay increment 1 being 6,409 Canadian dollars, pay increment 2 being 6,516 Canadian dollars, pay increment 3 being 6,621 Canadian dollars, and finally, pay increment 4 being 6,939 Canadian dollars. Like all previous ranks, progression through these increments comes with time and rank, performance, and completion of required leadership training, such as the Primary Leadership Qualification, or PLQ. This stage cements a member's role as a key leader within the junior ranks and prepares them for advancement into senior non-commissioned member ranks. Promotion to Sergeant in the Army and Air Force, or Petty Officer Second Class in the Navy, marks the transition into a senior non-commissioned member rank. At this rank, members are no longer just supervising small groups. They are leaders responsible for sections or departments, accountable for training, discipline, and the professional development of the troops under their command. Sergeants and Petty Officers Second Class are expected to combine leadership with deep technical expertise, acting as both mentors and subject matter experts, similar to Master Corporal. They serve as the backbone for the Canadian Armed Forces, ensuring that orders from higher command are carried out effectively and that their teams are prepared for operational deployments. Pay at this level is, starting at the base, $7,043 Canadian dollars, pay increment 1, $7,147 Canadian dollars, pay increment 2 being $7,245 Canadian dollars, pay increment 3 being $7,315 Canadian dollars, and pay increment 4 being $7,380 Canadian dollars. The next promotion a member would receive is the rank of Warrant Officer in the Army and Air Force, or Petty Officer First Class in the Navy. By this point, they are not only experts in their trade, but they are extremely seasoned leaders trusted with managing extremely larger groups of personnel and overseeing critical operations. Their role will focus heavily on discipline, administration, and ensuring that the standards of the Canadian Armed Forces are upheld within their units wherever they may be stationed. Promotion to this rank requires years of proven experience, strong leadership ability, and completion of advanced leadership courses. Members here act as a vital link between the junior non-commissioned members and the more senior ranks, providing guidance to both their subordinates and their officers. The pay here reflects their seniority and responsibility, with pay increments set at the base of $7,694 Canadian dollars, pay increment 1 being $7,761 Canadian dollars, pay increment 2 being $7,832 Canadian dollars, pay increment 3 being $7,900 Canadian dollars, and finally pay increment 4 being $7,962 Canadian dollars. As a member continues to be promoted, they will eventually reach the rank of Master Warrant Officer in the Army and Air Force, or Chief Petty Officer Second Class in the Navy. With this being one of the last ranks a service member can reach before their final rank as a non-commissioned member, these individuals are seasoned leaders with decades of service, relied upon for their judgment, experience, and ability to manage complex operations. At this level, the focus continues to be less on direct supervision of small teams, and more so on shaping policy, overseeing large formations, and advising senior officers. They serve as the senior backbone of the unit, ensuring discipline, readiness, and professional standards are maintained across the board. The pay scale reflects their position, with the base pay being $8,556 Canadian dollars, pay increment 1 being $8,643 Canadian dollars, pay increment 4 being $8,730 Canadian dollars, pay increment 3 being $8,815 Canadian dollars, and pay increment 4 being $8,900 Canadian dollars. Holding this rank alone is a mark of exceptional professionalism and trust, with members often serving as key advisors who bridge this gap between officers and the rest of the enlisted ranks. At the very top of the non-commissioned member structure stands the Chief Warrant Officer in the Army and Air Force and the Chief Petty Officer First Class in the Navy. This rank represents the pinnacle of the enlisted path in the Canadian Armed Forces, the highest level of authority, experience, and responsibility a non-commissioned member can achieve. Chiefs are the senior advisors to commanding officers, trusted to provide candidate assessments, enforce discipline, and safeguard the welfare of the troops. They are mentors to the entire non-commissioned member branch of the service, setting the tone for professionalism and standards across their formation. Their influence extends beyond day-to-day operation, often shaping the very culture and direction of the units they serve. Reaching this level takes decades of dedicated service, proven leadership, and a career marked by excellence. This rank is held by only a select few, and those few who wear it carry the respect of both officers and enlisted alike. The pay scale reflects its responsibility, with the base being at $9,347 Canadian dollars per month, pay increment 1 being $9,443 Canadian dollars per month, pay increment 2 being $9,547 Canadian dollars per month, pay increment 3 being $9,642 Canadian dollars per month, and pay increment 4 being $9,900 735 Canadian dollars per month. For most, this is the final step in a long and distinguished career. The summit of the non-commissioned member ranks where leadership, experience, and authority converge in the service of the Canadian Armed Forces. Hey everybody, thank you for watching this video. This was the first video in a 3-part series on the ranks of the Canadian Armed Forces. This one's going to cover the non-commissioned members, obviously as you saw, and then the next one's going to cover officers, and third one I might cover some appointed ranks and all that, but I'm going to try and make one every month, so this is my one for August, and then I'll probably make one September, October. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about, stuff like this, shoot it in the video. I appreciate if you guys could drop a like and subscribe. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your night. Take care. Bye.